The movie begins in the magical land of Santopia, where a young elf named Eiko runs through the woods. He climbs to the top of a cliff and begins flying as he jumps down. He comes across several flying creatures and tries to race them, but they refuse and fly away. Empress Shuba and Nino, Eiko's dad, examine strange growths in a cave that serves as a prison. Eiko arrives and says he wants to give the Empress her lunch. Strange forces emerge from the shield on the ground that keeps an evil creature imprisoned. The force moves to a ruby that powers the shield and causes it to fall out. The shield shuts down, and Toxer, an evil toad with dark magic, emerges from the water. He uses his dark magic to transform a guard named Glitch into a monster. Toxer transforms several other guards, who then attack Eiko and the others. Nino gets trapped under debris, and Eiko is forced to abandon him as he saves the Empress. Eiko escapes with the Empress while Toxer emerges and prepares for his revenge. Mia is in a car as her granddad drives. They sing along to a song and have fun as he tells her that her parents loved it. They hit a bump, and Mia picks a book titled The Legend of Santopia. She flips through the pages and eventually arrives at a house in the woods. They enter the house, and Mia remembers her time with her mum. She sits and stares at a picture of her parents, but the bed breaks. Mia and her granddad clean up the house while having fun and her bracelet glows. Grandpa suggests they go swimming, but Mia refuses and picks up the book. She tells him she will return it to her room but sits on her bed and flips through the pages. Mia sees an oracle, and as she recites it, she begins to disappear. Grandpa enters the room, and she disappears, but she tells him not to worry. Mia is transported to Santopia and becomes a fairy. She accidentally bumps into Eiko and unknowingly messes with his aircraft. Meanwhile, King Rainer and Queen Mela have a party, and Prince Mo dances with Yuko and several other elves. Fuddle, a goat-like creature, accidentally uses the flower dispenser to lift the stage, and he says it's his new invention. Eiko's aircraft crashes and interrupts the party. He tries talking to the partying elves but gets concussed as a piece of the aircraft falls on his head. Mia reunites with Mo, Yuko, and their unicorn, and they ask her where she met Eiko. They talk to the king and queen, and the king says Eiko is from Lotus Island. He informs them that Toxer has escaped, and they rush to the palace to discuss. Meanwhile, Toxer walks through the woods and uses his magic gas to transform the trees into his goons. The goons, which he calls groundlings, surround a unicorn, and he transforms it. He names it Hook Face, and they return to his lair. The king and queen tell Mia and Eiko about Toxer. Eiko says his dad died trying to defeat him, and they console him. They say that Mia arriving in Santopia during Toxer's escape isn't a coincidence and ask her to recite the oracle. Eiko asks what the oracle is, and they realize Mia is the faraway child who can stop Toxer. On Lotus Island, Toxer returns to his lair and sees the groundlings playing games. He says they are meant to be looking for the red ruby, and they present it to him. Glitch emerges and informs him that his army is growing. Toxer instructs Glitch to hit him, and they realize the ruby isn't working after Glitch hits him. Glitch suggests that Toxer uses his magic breath, and it activates. He drops the ruby in the water, and as Mia talks to the others, Toxer appears in their window. He realizes they both have rubies, and a horse emerges in a window. The horse, named Stormy, uses his lightning to end the broadcast. They realize they have to retrieve the ruby from Stormy, and the king sends Eiko and Mia to find him while Yuko and Mo lead some men to Lotus Island to fight Toxer. Mia talks to Fuddle and asks him for his floating aircraft. He agrees, and the king tells the people they will save Santopia. Hook Face licks Toxer and wakes him up. He realizes the ruby is powerful and throws it into the water, where no one can use it against him. He instructs Glitch to find Stormy and retrieve the 2 rubies. Mia and the others prepare for their departure, and Huddle activates his aircraft. They get on it and fly away as Yuko and Mo wish them luck. Mia notices that Eiko is cold, and she gives him a blanket. Fuddle gives them his warmy puffies. It activates and wraps them in a ball. The unicorn helps free them, and they decide to stick to blankets. Eiko and the others realize that Fuddle doesn't know how to get to Stormy, and he gets frustrated. Mia cheers him up and talks about how her parents died 3 years ago. She says they left her the bracelet for a reason, which might be to save Santopia. They arrive at a storm and realize they are close to Stormy. Mia notices they aren't alone, and Eiko sees an aircraft. They realize it's a groundling aircraft and try to escape. The groundlings fight Mia and the others, and Glitch takes the ruby as Stormy emerges and strikes the aircraft with his lightning. They crash land on his island, and Fuddle says the ship is a casualty. Mia informs them that the groundlings took the ruby, and Eco loses faith. Mia says they have to find Stormy because he has the third ruby. The group climbs to the top of a cliff in search of Stormy. Meanwhile, Yuko and Mo arrive on Lotus Island. Mo instructs a guard to fly and find the city, but he gets shot down and transformed into a groundling. They hear a growling sound and Mo instructs everyone to form different groups and not to fly as they make their way into the woods. They see that the trees have been transformed and hear that one of the groups is in trouble. Yuko rushes to help but gets separated, and Mo struggles to find her. Meanwhile, Mia and the others make their way to Stormy's island and see a lot of jewelry. Stormy arrives and accuses them of trying to steal from him. Mia convinces him they aren't thieves and says they need his help. They inform him that Toxer is back. Mia says they need his ruby, but he refuses and says it's all he has. He informs them he was banished because he made it rain on a parade and begins crying. They realize that he becomes smaller if he cries, and Mia and Eco rush to comfort him. They tell him that he is their friend and say they need him as much as they need the ruby. Stormy gets excited and creates a rainbow to take them to Lotus Island. Toxer sits in his lair and asks Glitch for Stormy's stone. He gets angry, pushes the Glitch, and Hook Face informs him that Mia and the others are riding the rainbow into Lotus Island. Mia and the others see that Lotus Island has been transformed into a scary island, and they land in a clearing. Mia sends an insect to find Mo and Yuko, and Eco suggests they go to Toxer's cave to fight him. He flies in the air, but Mia saves him as a groundling shoots gas at him. The groundlings surround them, and Toxer emerges. They attack Mia and the others and take the ruby from Stormy's neck. Eco retrieves the ruby but gets shot as he tries to fly away. The gas transforms him into a groundling, and he gives Toxer the ruby. The Empress, Mo, and Yuko arrive and save them as they fly away. Mia says they have to save Eco, but the Empress informs her that they can't defeat Toxer with a direct attack. Mo informs her that most main island elves were attacked and transformed into groundlings. They realize that Toxer is rallying his forces and rush to the castle. Toxer throws the rubies into the pool of fear and says he thought he would feel better by winning. Glitch emerges and says his army is waiting outside. The Empress welcomes Mia and the others to Main Island and tells her she is their only hope to save Santopia. She begins crying as she blames herself for their situation. The Empress leaves Mo in charge of their defenses and walks away with Mia. Yuko asks Fuddle to invent something they can use to fight Toxer. He goes through his bag, and a Wormy Puffies falls out. A guard accidentally triggers it, and they realize they can use it to fight Toxer. Fuddle asks for a workshop, and they take him to the Empress's machinery room. He enters inside and gets excited as he sees several tools. Toxer and his army reach the city wall, and he instructs them to attack. The Empress takes Mia to the Hall of Heroes, and Mia realizes that Toxer was a hero but began hating the elves because he can't fly. She shows her a picture of her mum and says she was the hero of Santopia. Mia wonders how she will defeat Toxer without Eco, and as they hear a trumpet, they realize that Toxer's men are attacking. The Empress takes Mia to a secret passage and says it will lead her outside. She instructs Mia to fly away as fast as possible and retrieve the rubies from the pool of fear. Mia rushes out of the building and flies away. Mo enters the machinery room, and Fuddle saves him as a groundling tries to attack him. They gather the Wormy Puffies and use them to fight Toxer and the groundlings. Yuko realizes she is out of Wormy Puffies and sees a groundling preparing to shoot Mo. She pushes Mo out of the way, and the gas hits her, transforming her into a groundling. The Empress instructs everyone to retreat to the main hall to have the high ground. Meanwhile, Mia enters Toxer's cave, and Eco attacks her. She talks to him and reminds him that she is his friend. He allows her to enter the pool of fear, and she dives inside. Mia swims to the bottom of the pool, and it begins playing tricks on her. It tells her she isn't a hero and should give up, but she refuses. She gets frustrated but realizes she has friends who are waiting for her. The rubies emerge, and she grabs them and swims to the surface. Eco dives in and helps her as she cannot reach the surface. They rush outside, and Stormy helps them defeat the guards. Toxer captures Mo and the others and prepares to transform them into groundlings. Mia, Iko, and Stormy arrive and try to use the rubies to defeat Toxer, but nothing happens. Mia wonders why the rubies aren't working, and Toxer says he will be her only friend when she becomes a groundling. She realizes that she must form a new friendship for the rubies to work and decides to be friends with Toxer. A glowing force field covers them, and Mia talks to Toxer. She says she knows he is lonely and asks him to be her friend. He holds her hand, and as he says he feels good, the force field spreads across Santopia and reverses the effects of Toxer's gas. Toxer and Mia emerge, and Iko reunites with his dad, who wasn't killed in the cave. Fuddle realizes that the rubies got destroyed and asks Mia how she will return home. The Empress calls her a hero and tells the people she is the hero of Santopia. Later, the elves celebrate, and Toxer stands alone. Glitch walks to him and dances with him. Iko meets Mia and says she can stay with them on Main Island. Fuddle emerges and makes Stormy cry. He uses the teardrop to create a gem that can go on one last trip. Mia hugs everyone, and the Empress says her parents would be proud. Mia bids everyone farewell as she returns to her world. Mia returns to her world and startles her granddad, who falls to the ground. She helps him stand up and says she'd love to swim with him. They rush to the lake and jump inside, and the ruby on her bracelet glows. The end. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.